Have you ever been scrolling through the rankings and found a player with a flag that you didn't recognize? Maybe they're from a country with a small population or limited internet access, so you haven't seen many others with that flag. With OS's popularity growing around the world, we've seen more of these smaller countries represented by the player base. On the game's website, there are some flags even rarer though, and some that remain a secret to most users. What do I mean by this exactly, and what are the secret countries of OS? This whole mystery stems from how OS determines what country a user is from, and subsequently what flag is shown on their profile. When you register an account, information about your internet connection is sent to the game's servers. Your general location is able to be determined through a process called IP geolocation, which I won't go into detail about. The servers then associate a country to the account, which cannot be changed afterwards unless you contact staff to manually change it. This is why, if you're using a VPN or proxy, you may be able to trick the OS servers into thinking that you're from a different country. For anyone really curious, almost all entities listed in ISO 31661 Alpha 2 are designated as countries in OS, even if we may not normally think of them as such. There's a few different categories which may make these countries secret. Currently, countries with no registered users aren't viewable on the OS website, but their flag can still be obtained. Some of these quote-unquote zero-user countries include United States Minor Outlying Islands, South Georgia and the South Sandwich Islands, and Wallis and Futuna. The populations of these areas are quite small, but if someone from the region registered an account, it would most likely become visible on the website. Strange things can happen when your IP geolocation can't be determined, and there's no better example of that than Europe and Asia/Pacific region. These two countries are the result of imprecise geolocation, which gives users a flag which we wouldn't normally consider as countries in the real world. Uniquely, both of these regions have their own country ranking which can be viewed on the website, unlike other secret countries. It's unknown how many countries have no population or internet infrastructure, but could give flags. There's a possibility that Antarctica could give flags, as evidenced by the ranking on the old website, but with no users we're left not knowing. This is hard to determine because OS staff also disallows certain flags from being assigned to users. Users have signed up before under the Holy See, Vatican City State, and Korea, Democratic People's Republic of, but this can no longer be done. Staff changes the flags of users who have signed up to these countries and may disable the ability for these flags to be given out from now on. In the past, OS staff has changed the flags of 2 staff accounts to be unique. Zalius, an OS moderator since the beginning of the game, has his country listed as Herd Island and McDonald Islands despite the island being uninhabited. Bonchobot, the account given for OS server framework, is similarly seen with the flag for St. Helena, a small island in the Atlantic Ocean, with a familiar abbreviation. All of these countries do not have a ranking page despite these accounts having their flags set as such. Additionally, although not technically a staff account, the OSU Live account was given the Holy See Vatican City State flag. Finally, we have reached the most secret of all the countries. The 3 countries here are also results of geolocation failures, but are much more rare. Anonymous Proxy, Satellite Provider, and are all countries according to OS, the latter of which is used as a default value for new accounts. When your location absolutely cannot be determined, then you could end up with one of these flags. There's an unknown amount of users assigned to these countries because staff has also hidden these rankings. It is extremely unlikely that you'll randomly stumble upon a profile with a flag like this, but not impossible. Now you know all about the different countries that OS has been keeping secret. Don't take this video as an absolute guide because staff is continually making changes to make user flags more accurate. Whether it be geolocation error or disallowed country, the flags remain an interesting little piece of OS lore that not many people know about. Too bad none of these will ever show up in the World Cup. I was really rooting for Anonymous Proxy this time.